This is Terrence Andre Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions, coming to you an article I read from Wall Street. Um, Actually interesting because the unemployment crisis, we already know it's large numbers, but it's always a good idea to keep abreast of that, especially if you're in different areas, because sometimes the news that they're reporting on this, it's really, really adjusted a lot lower than it actually is. So I'm going to dive right into the article, put a link inside the description as usual. Continued unemployment claims rise for second week to 29.6 million, worst since August 1st, meaning 18.4% of labor force is on unemployment insurance. State and federal initial claims jumped to 1.7 million in a week, and this is not seasonally adjusted. Total continued claims for unemployment insurance under all state and federal programs rose about 380,000 to 29.6 million people not seasonally adjusted. This week saw the second week increase in row after 2.2 million jump last week. With these 29.6 who continue claiming unemployment insurance, he abbreviates here, translate into 18.4% of the civilian labor force of 161 million. So civilian labor force is 161 million. I love charts. He did a great job here showing this. And he's not seasonally adjusted. I kind of skimmed over it, but let you look at it on your leisure. Blue columns, continued claims under state programs, up 54,000. No people continue claiming on UI under state programs, rose to 54,000, 13.2 million, not seasonally adjusted. First increase after 5 decreases in a row. Okay. Red columns, continued claims and federal other programs of 326,000. And showing that here. The number of people on unemployment, all federal programs established by the CARES Act and some other programs rose by 326,000, 16.4 million, not seasonally adjusted. Federal PUA claims jumped by 1 million to 14.59 million. The Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, established under the CARES Act, covers contract workers, the self-employed gig workers, etc. This was driven by a jump of 1.55 million continued claims in California. Federal PEUC claims rose by 29 to 1.29 came to 1.42 million. The Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation Program established under the CARES Act covers workers not covered by other programs. I just didn't even know some of these things existed. State extended benefits jumped 72,000 to 241,000. State STC work-share claims fell by 16,000 to 253,000. Federal employees, 13.6 thousand continued claims. Interesting. And newly discharged veterans, 13,000 continued claims. Newly laid workers, state and federal UI initial claims. Initial claims under the federal PUA program for contractors jumped to 893,000 the week ended September 5th from 748,000 in the prior week, not seasonally adjusted. Initial claims in the state programs rose by 20,000 to 857,000, not seasonally adjusted, in the week ending September 5th. Again, another chart here. It was a great job of this. That's why I'm going to put a link inside the description. Great work here. State plus federal PUA initial claims combined jumped to 1.7 million, not seasonally adjusted. These are people who newly lost their work and filed for unemployment insurance during the week ending September 5th, translating to a monthly rate of over 7 million people who are still losing their work and filed for unemployment. Labor Department corrected calculations have gone rogue. 2 weeks ago, the Labor Department announced that it would correct seasonally adjusted unemployment calculations because they had gone rogue during this crisis. I started reporting seasonally adjusted claims in May for that reason and reported exclusively not seasonally adjusted claims and continue to do so. And none of the data I've reported since late May was impacted by the correction calculations method. Here's my explanation of these changes in my chart. You might want to click on that link there. It shows just how rogue these seasonally adjusted claims have gone. In the link article, scroll down to Data Chaos Part 2. Interesting. The picture that emerges, that 1.7 million people getting newly laid off and filing for unemployment in this last week is a deterioration of similar terrible numbers over the 4 prior weeks. This means that companies are still shedding massive numbers of people. At the same time, a small number of people that had received unemployment insurance have gotten a job, and continued claims deteriorated further to 29.7 million claims. This is a huge number of people on unemployment insurance and has gone in the wrong direction for the second week in a row. There's a churn and a shift going on. While some companies and sectors hiring large number of people, retailers, e-commerce, operations of all kinds, including fulfillment and shipping and restaurants. The large industry, etc., while other industries are now shedding jobs. This includes small and medium-sized businesses that receive PPP loans, those whose effective data range have now expired. And it includes large companies, including tech companies, where wages are higher after having vowed during these early phases of the crisis not to do so. They are now laying off staff. It's sort of a sector rotation of layoffs. Read the second wave of layoffs is here, now hitting the well-paid jobs. It's just the times that we're living in. It's just amazing that sometimes it's either being underreported or not being reported enough to the details. I'm glad there's websites on Wall Street to go into detail about this. Definitely worth your time. Pay attention to. If this video has been any value to you, please subscribe, leave some comments, hit the like button, and until my next video, I'm out.